What's up YouTube? I'm Vaughn and this is the Gear channel where we discuss collectibles, hobbies, compare games from tabletop to video games, and today we are reviewing my new Ogdoadic deck. That's right, because last week we topped the Carta Magica with a score of X1. Damn, I look good in this picture. Definitely like and subscribe. But it gets even better, because the next day, we topped the Card Brawlers tournament with the exact same deck. I was so happy, you could clearly see me smiling. Now, there is definitely a primary focus of this build, and that is to hand loop your opponent as much as possible and leaving a decent board. And definitely one thing to consider is that this deck could deal with a lot of interruptions. One of my opponents had literally Ash, Effectively, and Nibiru, and we were still able to play through it, hand loop our opponent, and make a decent board. Now, I will admit there is a few consistency issues, one that I've been working on and trying to change as well. So right now I am working on a brand new build to take up for this week's tournament. But there is just some that you can make yourself if you like the build as is or you want to make a few changes. But one thing for sure, as soon as the new Reptilianne cult comes out, this deck is going to be amazing. The potential of combos that you could do with this new reptile is insane, and we could finally get rid of that one brick that no one likes drawing into. Now with that being said, let's get to the deck profile. And here is our Ogdoadic deck. Now we're playing with 40 cards main, 15 and extra, 15 inside. So let's go with the main. So we do have 27 monsters and 13 spells. Now for starting off is the hand trap. So we have 3 Gammas. Now that is going to be our only hand trap that we have, because in today's format it's kind of pretty slow and it's not really necessary to play with so many hand traps, especially with a deck that could combo through a lot of interruptions. It's not really needed, and if you're worried about cards like Winda, the deck has outs to Winda, so you don't have to worry about cards like that. So then we do have the one driver to go with the Gamma. Then we have our Ogdoadics, which is 3 Naya, then 3 Nunus. Then for the singles, we have 1 Zoa, 1 Flogos. Flogos is the one that could easily get rid of Winda. Then with the level 8s, we have the Curse, we have the Dark, we have Queen, King, and then Overlord. Now we're going to get into the Chaos. So we have 1 Chaos Valkyrie, 1 White Dragon, 1 Black Dragon. And for the bigger monster, we have Chaos Dragon Levineer. And then we have the the Chaos Creator. Then we have random monsters like Light Serpent, which is an amazing card. And I am thinking of bringing a second one. If you're not familiar, it's just a free special summon. When you send from your hand to the graveyard, special summon it. So definitely you might want to play 2. Then we have the Danger Masquemarian, which one day we are going to switch it out for. And then we have Gizmekorochi, which is alright. It is just a free material for a lot of your plays, so it's definitely not that bad. And then we have Darkus Diabolus, which is amazing and definitely helps with hand looping as well. Then we have 3 Chaos Space, 3 Snake Rains, 2 Ogdoadic Water Lily. Now you can choose to play only 1 if you like. 3 I wouldn't really recommend. It's kind of bricky if you play with 3. After that we have 2 Triple Tactics. And now for the single we have 1 Called by the Grave, 1 Foolish Burial, and then finally 1 Monster Reborn. And that's it for the main deck. Now we're going to go into the extra deck. So starting first with the 2s, we have 2 King of the Pharaoh Imps, which is definitely needed in this deck. So you play 2 or 3, but you cannot get away with just 1. It just has so many combos and potential that you really need to play at least 2. Now another good rank 4 is actually number 60. Now number 60 has multiple purposes with it. If it's either draw, special summoning, or even OTK, it is a really good card for either starting plays or to extend your plays as well. So it's definitely a really good rank 4. Then for the rank 8s, we have 1 Prison and 1 Titanic Galaxy. both really good. And then finally for the XYZs, we have one AA Zeus, which honestly has not been coming up too much, so that has been very debatable. It's up to you if you want to keep it or not. Then for the links, we have one Striker Dragon, because for the baby Chaos Dragons, it opens up more plays, more materials for linking. So it's definitely a good card to have in your extra deck. Another really good card is actually Herodic Seal. You can make it very easily, and also if you tribute it, you could actually summon the Darkest Diabolos as well, and that could open up for more plays also. Then one of the best cards is actually Cypher Lord Lambda. This has a lot of potential with your Gammas, but also for just free adding as well. You really abuse Gamma in this deck, and Lambda just makes it much easier. Then we have one Reptilianne. Now the reason why we're playing this is that, one, it's not that bad. It only locks you from the extra deck for your reptile monsters. So your big beaters that you have in the main deck, you can still special summon it. So it doesn't restrict you from special summoning from hand or deck or even graveyard, just from the extra deck. So there is a lot of potential plays that you could do with it. But also the fact that it's only one reptile and one other monster that's needed, it definitely gets out of like tight situations as well, and it's quite good. Then we are playing Alien Shock Trooper. Now, this was a card that I, in fact, underestimated. And then later on, saw the potential in it, and it is quite good. So definitely need it at 1. And then for the last Link monster, we have Saruja, which just opens so many combos and is amazing in this deck. Then we have the Synchro monsters, which is Warlord's Savage Dragon, which is very easy to make. We have Chaos Ruler, the one monster that we are spamming the most, and it is amazing. It's easy to get back into your graveyard. You could just do so much for it. And then finally, we have Cypher Lord Omega, which is one of the best hand looping cards, and you can actually potentially summon this guy 3 times in 1 turn. So that's it for the extra deck. Now let's get into the side. So starting first with our only monsters, we have 3 Joel and Lockbird, because we don't really need that many hand trap in this build, and Joel is only to really cripple like decks like Drytrons and those, so that's why it's inside. But definitely the side needs some work, and I'm going to switch a few things. Then for the spells, we have 3 Lightning Storms, just to do some easy board wipes depending if it's spells or monsters. Quite good. Follow up with more back row board wipes. We have 3 Twin Twisters, which is definitely good against many decks. So this is definitely recommended to keep it as side, or even potentially even main 1 as well. Then we have 3 Forbidden Droplets, which is actually one of the cards I was thinking of taking out, because it did not show so much promise as I thought, and I feel like there are better cards to play instead of Forbidden Droplet in this deck. Then we have 2 Dark Rulers No More, which I'm quite fine of, but I could actually definitely take out 1 Forbidden Droplet for a 3rd one, and then maybe replace the 2 Forbidden Droplets for something else. But Dark Ruler No More definitely showed a lot of promise in a lot of my games. And then finally, we have the 1 Harpy's Feather Duster. And that's it for our Ogdoadic Deck profile. Now, if you guys enjoyed today's video, you know what to do. Like and subscribe. And if you guys see some changes that you would recommend, definitely comment it down below. And if you guys want a sneak peek of future products we plan to review on this channel, you can follow me on my Instagram, VaughnGear. I'm Vaughn, and this was the Gear Channel.